Hey, I'm Danielle, and I'm about to take you through a few days of my life as I am dealing with some stuff. I was completely stuck in a rut in my work life when I started filming this video, and it was actually a couple weeks ago, and I'm doing so much better now. So you will see a few specific strategies that I implemented to turn things around. Hello, it is the end of the day on Wednesday. It's been a long day. It's been a long week, half week. I don't know what this is. Basically, there have been a lot of difficult situations I've had to deal with at work lately, just with everything going on in the world, and honestly, it has not been fun. I've been stressed and it's just not a good time. And if you've ever been in a customer service role or like a customer or client facing role, you'll understand when I say that sometimes people can be hard to work with. There are some people who will never be pleased no matter what you offer them or what you say, and I've just been talking to all of them recently. But I'll wrap up my rant and just say that in tough times or in stressful situations at work, it can kind of put you in a rut, and I've been there recently mentally, and I'm just gonna really do some things to lighten that up and to just turn things around. Right now, all I know is that I'm gonna have some almond crackers and hummus and go on a long walk in the sweltering heat listening to my favorite podcast. If you're curious, that's The Tim Ferriss Show, and I was listening to this amazing episode yesterday and I only got halfway through, so I'm gonna finish that. So that's what I'm gonna do now, but for the rest of this video, you will see some tips about how to get out of a rut, especially when you're stressed at work and dealing with a lot. As you just saw, I was very frustrated a couple days ago, but now it is Friday afternoon, so how can I be in a bad mood? Also, my team just had like a retreat today to do some planning and stuff, and I love everybody on my team, so I'm naturally in a very good mood. I will say that the last few weeks have been very tough, challenging, a struggle, to be completely honest, and that's just because of everything going on in the world right now and how the business I work for has had to adjust with all of that. And, you know, in those stressful times when work has got you down, it's easy to kind of get stuck in a rut. But I think that the reason that happens is because I, naturally just being busy, tend to fall off of some of those really important habits that keep me sane, that kind of take care of my mental health. So right now that I'm kind of trying to get out of this rut and in a little bit of a better place on this Friday afternoon, I'm really gonna focus back on, what are those things that I need to bring back in my life and how can I do that? And when I really think about this, it very naturally fits into 3 categories of habits and kind of like self-care activities, and that is physically, mentally, and emotionally. So I'll definitely walk you through what this looks like for me over the next several days as I'm kind of picking myself up out of the challenging days that I'm having at work. Let's start with physical. Movement is seriously huge for me. I mean, not only am I a yoga teacher, my shirt actually says it, that's from my yoga teacher training, but like I just feel like I'm not in as good of a mood if I'm not getting my movement in. So for pretty much every single day for the last couple of months, I've gotten a walk in, and that like seriously is such an important reset for me. So I'm actually about to call my friend that I talk to every Friday and go on a walk around my neighborhood. So I'm sure that will be a really good pick-me-up. So I just got home a few minutes ago, and it's actually a couple days later, and I just kind of transitioned from my work clothes to my home clothes here, and it's like this rainy Monday evening. We talked about the physical side of things, of getting out of a rut, and I actually want to jump to the emotional side of things. I just want to really try shifting my journaling practice. So I've talked before about how important I think journaling is, and just kind of like you know, brain dumping your thoughts and just kind of getting out whatever's on your mind. And I typically have done it at night. Actually, in the past, I've done it every morning, but right now it's been every night. And I kind of want to just play with doing it right when I get home from work. And I feel like that'll be another, you know, really important mental transition to just kind of like get out everything on my mind and just kind of like clear the slate. So I'm gonna test that out and see what I think. It's the next morning now, and I very quickly realized with that journaling habit that it actually works for me much better before bed. It was nice to just kind of try it coming home from work, but I think like when I really need to unload my thoughts is just late at night. I know that it's, you know, a more useful habit when I'm doing it every day. I know that that really helps my mental health, so I'm gonna try to get back to having that same consistency. And last night I also worked on another habit, which was reading. I know there have been times where I've read every day and I'm just not at that point anymore, so I want to try to get back to it. And the book that I was reading is this beautiful book. It's called The Crossroads of Should and Must by Elle Luna, and you've got to check it out. I talked about it in another video about figuring your life out and shared a few pointers from it, so definitely check that out. I will link it. I'm gonna be at work in just a couple minutes here, so I will talk to you later. You just saw me rushing around this morning, and I actually had a really productive day. My mind was like moving really fast, and I was just knocking things out, getting things done. And I actually find on those days where I am super productive and I just like whiz through a bunch of tasks, that those are the days that I actually have a harder time winding down and just kind of letting my mind rest at the end of the day. So it's almost 11, and before I go to bed tonight, I'm actually gonna do a meditation using a meditation app to do a guided meditation. So I'll let you kind of look into what that's like. And I was doing it every day maybe a year back and have tried to get into it again a few times. So this is another one of those habits that I'm trying to implement back into my life. So I will let you take a peek. And I've usually just been doing it for like the 5-minute one, just because that's really easy and just doesn't take up much time, and you can't really procrastinate on it when you know it only takes 5 minutes. So when I go into my app, there's just all these different options, and here in my recent ones, you can tell what I've been feeling with some of these topics. But before bed, I generally like to use the good night one here, or this stressed one just helps you to kind of like let go and de-stress. Most of these can be pretty short, and you can kind of adjust the time that you're using it for. So I really like it.
I'm just taking a big deep breath, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. As you breathe out, just leaving the day behind.
All right, it's bedtime for me, but I love that goodnight one because you can just kind of like lay down and let go and just like release the tension in your body and just to start to calm the system down. As you can tell, I look very relaxed, but I am heading to bed, so good night. So what'd you think? I really feel like tackling it from those 3 directions, the physical, mental, and emotional, made all the difference. So with the physical, I did the walks. With the mental, I was using the meditation app to make it easy. And with the emotional, I was getting back to a tried and true habit of journaling. And I really feel like this made so much of a difference for me. So there is another piece to this that I have to acknowledge, and that is that in general, in the last couple weeks since I filmed all this stuff, things have naturally gotten better in my work life as well. Like there's less of, you know, a bunch of issues that I'm needing to solve, and that is making my life a little bit easier. And I feel like, you know, we want to push and say, just be happy in whatever situation you're in, but we have to admit that in certain situations, in certain circumstances, it is easier to either be stressed or be happy, and obviously we can have some influence on that, but it's just easier to feel a certain way in a certain situation. So I say all that just to say, you know, if you're in a rut right now, take it easy on yourself, give yourself a break for feeling that way, and then from that place of like taking a deep breath and being like, okay, I get it, I understand why I'm feeling this way. Then from there you can say, so what do I want to do about it? Do I want to take some walks, do some meditation, journaling, or whatever your flavor of that is? And I think once you just kind of acknowledge how you're feeling and make it okay, then you can actually do something, and it actually makes more of a difference. So I hope that that helps. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. Please click subscribe so you can get more good ones like these about personal development and career. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.